Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is Imran, lecturer at the Department of English. Today it is our second part of the seventh lecture, and the discussion agenda for today's class is we will be focusing uh, on Lord of the Flies and brief overview. The first point is starting a civilization. So that is chapters first and second we will be analyzing, and then the second point is the disintegration of civilization. We will be focusing on chapters 3 to 11, and then the rescue, that is chapter 12. Let's come to the first point, that is starting a civilization. In the first chapter we see that the plane is crashed into the sea, and Rolf and Piggy meets on the shore of the island. They both are roaming on the shore of the sea, and in the meantime Piggy finds a conch shell. So they observe, they analyze, and they discuss the importance, the value of the conch. And Piggy tells Rolf how to blow the conch and how it can be used as a trumpet to summon any survivors on the island. In chapter 2, Rolf is elected as a leader. So the other survivors, when they blow a conch, so other survivors also gathers, and in the meantime they discuss the idea to elect a leader so that he may be responsible for all the activities. Similarly, through the democratic process, Rolf is elected. Although Jack also wanted to be a leader, but Rolf told him that what other boys desires, we will have to respect their wish. So all the boys unanimously elect Rolf as their leader. And then when Rolf is elected as a leader, he proposes the conch rule. And for example, a person who is holding a conch should speak and others should listen. In chapter 2, we see Piggy as a voice of reason. So he seems a sensible person who always advises Rolf. So Piggy is a person who advises Rolf whenever Rolf needs advice, or he is in need of consultation. In the meantime, Jack challenges Rolf, because as we see that Jack himself wanted to become a leader, but through democratic process, when the democratic right was given to the children, it was Rolf who gave democratic right to the children. So a sort of grudge develops between Rolf and Jack. When Rolf suggests that they should make a signal fire in order to attract the nearby passing ship, so everybody runs to the mountain in a chaotic way to signal to light a fire. When they gather logs and woods, so they don't have anything to let the fire. In the meantime, they uses Piggy's glasses to light a fire. In the meantime, when the fire is lit, so they discover that one of the little ones is missing. So here, the lighting of a fire is both a symbol of hope that a nearby ship might see the smoke and come to rescue them, and similarly it is also a symbol of disappointment when the little one is missing. So it is a symbol of disappointment, symbol of destruction. So both hope and destruction. After chapter 2, the disintegration of civilization starts. In the first two chapters, when the children come to the island, so they try to start a civilization because they have come from civilized world, while the island is uninhabited. So only a few children who survive, only few children who survived the crash, they are here now. They are establishing a civilization. They are establishing a social structure. Now in the disintegration of civilization, Rolf and Jack argue. In chapter 3, Rolf and Jack argue. This argument, so Rolf is the protagonist, Jack is the antagonist. Rolf stands for goodness, Jack stands for the evil side, greed, the wild nature, the wild impulse which humans have. So they both argue because Rolf is in favor of leading a calm life based on principles, while Jack is in favor of leading a happy life. Rolf is angry over how slowly the huts are built. So the reason that why they argue, because Rolf felt that children are more involved in merrymaking than building huts for themselves. In chapter 3 we have Simon who wanders through the jungle admiring the beauty of nature. In chapter 4, the big ones, especially Roger, is violent with the little ones, and in the meantime Jack tells the hunters to paint their faces. Jack has from the very beginning he was turning hostile towards Rolf, and Rolf told him to be the leader of choir. So instead of choir, Jack gave his group the name hunters, because they would keep themselves busy all the day in hunting. And Jack also tells the hunters to paint their faces in order to look more wild. All the boys join in hunting, including Sam and Eric, who were supposed to maintain the signal fire. And in the meantime, Rolf spots a ship, but because the fire has gone out, so the ship doesn't notice the boys, and this makes Rolf angry. So he argues with Jack. Uh, as a result, in chapter 5, Rolf calls a meeting and scolds everyone for letting the fire go out. And in the meantime, the fear of beast prevails among the children, that a certain beast exists inside the forest. So a sort of fear develops. Rolf tries to dispel the fears of the beast, but he is unsuccessful. During the argument between Jack and Rolf, Jack refuses to follow rules. So now in chapter 6, aerial battle goes on during the night above the island, in which a parachutist is killed and he falls over a tree. Sam and Eric see the parachutist and go to tell everybody that they have seen the beast. So Sam and Eric, they mistook parachutist as a beast. In chapter 7, Jack leads another pig hunt and Rolf shares in it. The boys in their hunt kill a pig, and as a result they become more savage and dance a hunting dance in which they hurt the boy who is acting as a pig. In chapter 8, Jack tells the boys that definitely beasts exist, and the boys split. Jack lives with a group of his followers, that is hunters. Rolf and Piggy tend the fire. In the meantime, Jack and his group raid Rolf and his small group. So the hunters kill another pig and leave its head on the sharpened stake in the jungle as an offering to the beast. Simon finds the pig's head covered with flies. He hallucinates, thinking that the head is speaking to him and telling him that he is the lord of the flies. So Simon loses his consciousness. In chapter 9, Simon finds the parachutist and runs to tell the boys that there is no beast. In the meantime, other boys are busy in a hunting dance in which a boy who is acting as a pig and they are running after him. So Sam tries to come and give them a news that there is no beast. while Jack in his tribe is busy in a wild dance. And when Simon arrives, the boys think that he is the beast and kill him. In chapter 10, Ralph, Piggy, and the little ones discuss the killing of Simon. During this discussion, Jack's tribe raid them again and steal Piggy's glasses. So Piggy is weeping. He weeps because without glasses he can't see. Jack has become an increasingly evil leader on the island. In chapter 10, he has some of the big ones tie up one of the boys because the boy was upsetting him. So the big ones, they tie up a boy and beat him. In the meantime, they plan to steal fire from Ralph again, but their raid turns into an attack when they find that the fire is no longer burning. So instead, they steal Piggy's glasses. In chapter 11, as Piggy and Ralph, they go to Jack's tribe to take the glasses back, because without glasses Piggy cannot see. Jack and Ralph argue and they fight. In the meantime, Piggy speaks, hoping to remind the group of the importance of rules and rescue. As Piggy is holding conch and talking to the boys, Roger pushes a huge rock down the mountainside at him. The rock hits the conch and kills Piggy. So both conch is destroyed and Piggy is killed. So this killing of Piggy and destruction of conch, it has symbolic value. The conch is a symbol of order. Piggy is the voice of reason. So both order and the voice of reason has been destroyed. In the meantime, when Ralph tries to pacify the situation, Ralph tries to talk to Jack that he has done something wrong, but Jack and his tribe, they are more wild and they tries to catch Ralph. They throw stone on him and Ralph escapes into the jungle to save his life. Jack forces Sam and Eric to join their tribe. So Jack and Eric join Jack's tribe, and Ralph runs for his life into the jungle, and Jack and his boys are after Ralph. So in chapter 12, Ralph runs from the boys into the jungle to save his life, and the boys follow him. They set fire to the place where Ralph was in order to force him to get out. So when Ralph sees the danger, he comes out of that place and runs, and he falls. He falls when he falls. Then he sees a naval officer whose ship has spotted the fire. The officer tells the boys that what is this, and then this, the situation is revealed to the officer. So the officer tells them that that all the boys will be taken to the ship. So this was the rescue. How they have been rescued by the British officer who spotted the fire and came to rescue them. A lot of the flies actually throws light on the importance of social structure, on the importance of authority. That as human nature is wild, so there must be an authority to control that wild aspect of human nature. And it again reveals the important idea that human beings are inherently evil. If there is no society, if there is no authority, so human beings can create disorder, can break the social structure. So, this is all about today's topic. See you next time. Thank you.